Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network. Terry Foster is back. Terry, good morning, buddy.
Good morning, buddy boy. What's happening?
A lot.
You're all motivated by Hard Knocks?
Oh, man. We'll get to that in a bit. Yeah, definitely motivated. We got a jam-packed show today. Obviously, Hard Knocks reactions, biggest takeaways from the third episode. What's more likely to happen involving Aiden Hutchinson and Coach Dan Campbell. A few standout players that I'm really starting to fall in love with, and it's actually not a good thing.
It's not a good deal?
It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. I'll get to that a little later. Jalen Rose obviously made some comments on Cade, Cunningham, and Jaden Ivey. We can't ignore that.
He's a big Pistons fan.
Top of the hour, I got to bring up a good friend of ours, Jeff Okudah. I saw something yesterday that was very concerning that I'd like to share with you at 9 o'clock.
I don't think it should be concerning to you.
All right, well.
But, hey, I'm not you.
Well, let's start with how we ended Hard Knocks last night. Very, very entertaining, very emotional, very motivational. And Terry, what's the one thing, and I've asked you this before, but what's the one thing that bothers the hell out of you whenever any new head coach or even GM is announced in town?
The number one thing that, well, it depends on what team. We're talking about the Lions?
Just in general.
Well, I have a pet peeve with GMs and coaches that are introduced by the Lions that neither management or that coach or that GM talks about competing for championships. That's what bothers me.
And I'm going to circle back to this because it's very important to understand. Usually it's we're here to compete.
Right.
We're here to put together a good team that can maybe do something.
No, they don't even say at the line. They say we're here to win games. We can win games.
And you know what? That's all great, but this coaching staff, I see it. I see them having success. I just do. This winning is everything attitude, Terry, is very refreshing. Very refreshing. Yes, this is the first time they've ever been on Hard Knocks. Maybe you would have gotten something similar, but there's a difference. There is a buy-in, I think, not only internally, but even with the fan base. There's a buy-in when you have 5, 6, 7 players cut within a given amount of time saying, winning is everything. Winning is nice. Winning is everything. Dan Campbell, the same thing. This idea, and we brought it up last week after the second episode, Aaron Glenn. Aaron Glenn walked up and said, we need to start winning. And not only winning, we need to start having the expectation and the mindset that we're going to win these games.
Right.
Dan Campbell, to start the third episode of Hard Knocks, reiterated the same message.
With his little black pants?
With the little white pants. Yep. So, where I'm getting at this morning, Terry, easily my biggest takeaway is they get it. And they, as in this coaching staff, they get it. Because, Terry, I could motivate you. I could be a player coach. I could sit up there and treat you so well, treat the whole locker room well. I could take us out on Thursday night outings. We could do everything to make everybody happy. And if you're 3-7 by week 10, it's not going to be okay. Doesn't matter. And what's the ultimate, I would say, what's your judgment day in the NFL? Your win-loss record. Always. Not, well, we tried hard, or, well, there was a pass interference call. Nobody feels bad for the Saints.
Or we were hard out. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. Win, and that's it. It's just about winning. It's just about winning. And I like the attitude. I think it's refreshing. I think it's needed. It's about damn time. And it's about time that they're so open about it. Because they know they were a 3-win team last season. And yes, we can be understanding and say it was probably one of the worst rosters in the NFL last season. The injury pileups. Whenever anything could go wrong, it went wrong. We can totally take that into account. But could we be a little fair and say, In 2020, the Bills won 13 games. In 2021, they won 11. Did anybody think they regressed? Not really. But just a little sample size for you. There were certain games that they played the year prior that they split, and that in 2021, they went 0-5. Same type of games. Same score outline, same margin of possession, etc. across the board. What does that mean? Well, they're still roughly the same team. They're a 13-win team just a year ago. Last year 11, but you didn't think any less of them. But this team knows we can't be a 3-win team and then a 4-win team or a 5-win team. Hell, even 6. They know. Forget the schedule at this point. Are you not confident in some of the talent that this team has? Aiden Hutchinson has now gone against Atlanta, put in work, has put in work all camp, and now in the joint practice against Indianapolis, he makes it look easy. Winning is everything. They got to go out and win. I have the confidence, the optimism in them to go out and do it, and the only thing that would hold them back this year is themselves. They have nobody to blame. Not me, Terry. If they go out and win 3 games, it's not my fault. Not your fault. It's not the fans' fault. It's not Fish's fault, even though I don't blame them if they blame them. I don't blame them if they blame him. But you have to go out and just win. What does Jim Caldwell's message, Jim Schwartz, any of these coaches, what does any of their messages ever mean if you don't win? If Matt Patricia was winning, if Matt Patricia was winning division titles, competing year in and year out, do you think anybody would say a damn thing about the Darius Slay situation or about how he communicates to his players? No. Fair or not fair?
But that led to the team not performing well.
Of course, but in theory, right?
They gave him the middle finger.
You win or you don't.
It's a little bit deeper with your Detroit Lions, though.
Explain to me.
And I think Dan Campbell brought it up with his little pants, trying to shake out that dust and everything. The Lions, even before Matt Patricia, even before Caldwell, even before Jim Schwartz, they controlled a lot of games, or they were in games, and they would do something stupid at the end to lose it. Interception, or
Fumble.
somebody would trip, fumble. And so what Dan Campbell was saying, we controlled this game. And he's talking about the Atlanta game. We controlled it. But at the end, a guy drops an interception. A quarterback fumbles a snap. Little things like that. That's what the Lions do. The Lions, I mean, here's what we say about the Lions suck. Boom, that's it. That's not true.
That doesn't tell the whole story.
The Lions' history is disappointing their fans when the fan base is like, damn, I thought we had that game Sunday wrapped up.
And who addressed that to start the 3rd episode of Hard Knocks?
Dan Campbell.
And
he understands the history.
He understands the history. He literally brought it up. Guys, it's not good enough to just go out there and win in the box score. Oh, well, we had more time of possession. We won the turnover battle. We threw for more yards. Hell, we ran for more yards.
Right.
Fuck you, you lost. Basically what he's basically what he meant.
This is first one of the day.
And you can't lose, though. Especially the games that you have under your control.
Right.
And to their credit, against the Colts, yes, it's a preseason game. But damn it, you gave up the touchdown. In a regular season game, they probably kicked the field goal. But the point is, in that instant, for that one play, you made the play to win that game. Good. You can go to your team and say, when you needed it, you made the play. Good job. Against Atlanta, Chase Lucas dropped the game-winning interception. David Blount fumbled.
He still made a good play on that, but he didn't hang on to it.
Of course, but we'll get to Chase Lucas later because I really, really like him. But to focus back on the winning side of things, that's it, Terry. That's it. It's not, well, you know, we played the Cowboys hard. The pass interference call, it cost us the game. Shut up. Shut up. Plays and calls are going to go your way and against you. That's the NFL. Happens every season. Happens every game. It always happens. Win. Just win. I love the message. I love the attitude. Love Deuce Staley's. Love Deuce Staley when he's yelling without a voice. That was hilarious.
Oh, you sound like a little girl.
No, he sounded like
Corey.
Corey.
Right.
Low
Come
pitch
on,
Corey.
guys. We gotta get it, girl.
Oh man. So that was refreshing to see. It really was. I think it's
But
important.
you know, how many times have you been watching a Lions game, and then you go do something, get something to eat, make yourself a sandwich. You think they've won, you're about to celebrate a victory, and you come back and I'm like, damn, how'd they get down by 3 with 10 seconds left? How did that happen?
You're not wrong. That's their history. But what do? You just run from it and ignore it? No.
No, you gotta embrace it.
You embrace it. Hey,
That's it.
we are notorious for blowing games late. How about we all do ourselves a favor and stop doing it?
Right.
And here's how we're going to stop doing it. All right. Sounds better to me.
Right. And that includes don't make coaching errors either.
Yes, absolutely.
Because that's been a problem. Jim Caldwell has had 3 watches on, and he didn't know how to manage time.
Well, to be fair to Jim Caldwell, I have to defend him.
Oh, man. Here we go.
Yep. He couldn't read numerical numbers or the English language. He could speak it. He couldn't read. So, to be fair, he didn't know what the hell he was looking at. Hell, he might have thought that was music on his hand. Who knows?
Maybe.
I don't know. But Jim Caldwell, yeah, awful 2-minute warning management, probably the worst we've seen. But no voice Deuce Staley, probably one of the highlights of the 3rd episode, outside of the winning side. Coming up in just a bit, we're going to give our positive takeaways from episode 3. And for every pro, there is a con. So at 8:45, we'll get to our list of negative takeaways, things we didn't like, things we would have wished we could see more. 9 o'clock, top of the hour, are you concerned with Jeff Okudah not appearing on Hard Knocks? Terry, I'll give you my explanation. We'll get to Chase Lucas, Malcolm Rodriguez later on as well, Jalen Rose, Cade Cunningham, Jaden, Ivey, all that and more. But before we do, Fish, the best defense on and off the field.
Best defense on and off the field is, of course, Guardian Alarm. Summer is here, and that means spending more time outside. Let Guardian Alarm give you peace of mind while you are enjoying the outside sunshine. Labor Day is coming up. Maybe you're going to go to the beach. Maybe you're going to go vacation somewhere where it's sunny out. Enjoy it. Just call the famous number 1-800 Stay Out today, and you can rest easy knowing you have 24/7 protection. That's 1-800 Stay Out PSV. Go the Raiders. Let them know Woodward Sports sent you today.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you want to know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Here we go, Big Frog in Novi. Get a free Woodward Sports t-shirt. That's right, all month long of August, get yourself a free Woodward Sports t-shirt from the Big Frog in Novi. Just stop in, tell them Woodward Sports sent you, and they will print you out a Woodward Sports t-shirt for free on their lovely printing presses. Go to bigfrog.com/Novi today.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show. Terry Foster, myself. Terry?
Yes.
All right, I'll start these festivities with a positive takeaway I had.
Okay.
And the first was Chase Lucas. Love love the grit. That's a common theme with this team right now. Campbell says it has to be our core identity, our foundation. So we have to be a gritty team. Chase Lucas checks those boxes. It's funny because he's got a lot of playing time in preseason. I think he plays well. He's much more physical than you'd probably imagine given his size. I think not only does he make the team, we're probably having a conversation by October, maybe November, about where did this kid come from. He could be another late Brad Holmes. I wouldn't say Amon-Ra St. Brown, but at least a player that's on the field. I think he's going to be one of your corners. The guy's going to make the team 100%. I think he's played arguably the best in the secondary out of anybody. My hat off to him. I thought Chase Lucas had a fantastic episode and so far a fantastic camp in preseason.
He's a pit bull.
He is. I mean, he rocked that dude over the weekend.
Yep.
And probably in an NFL game, you're thinking of challenging it. Maybe it was a catch, turn around, and he continued his progress. So you could have called it a catch. Oh well, but damn.
That's not the important thing.
The important thing
is that he blasted this dude, and it ignited the team.
No, 100%. Another takeaway, or actually, you know what? Give me something from your end. Give me a positive takeaway that you took away yesterday, where you were like, you know what? I like that. I really do.
I like the Dan Campbell with his little pants.
Oh,
at the beginning, right? Because I think it is so important to shake out that monster that plagues the Lions, which has been created by bad management, bad ownership, bad players. So you got to shake that out, because I have seen way too many times in regular season games where you look at the Lions and say, you know what, better team on the field but lost today because of their incompetence. And so he wants to shake that out. I don't care how good you are. If you can't shake that out, guess what? You'll have another 5 or 6 win season. You'll never make the playoffs, and you're going to be up here talking about firing Dan Campbell after next season. NFL games are weird. They're decided by 5 or 6 plays. What you must do is you must be the better team for those 5 or 6 plays, and the rest of it kind of plays itself out. But this is not just the Lions thing, but across the NFL, it's like, who is the smarter team? Who's the team that doesn't self-destruct? And a lot of times it's the Detroit Lions, and Dan Campbell has addressed that, and I'm happy he's doing that, because that's their MO. And it was their MO, and even I don't take a lot of stock in preseason games. It was the reason they lost the first game.
100%.
They were in control.
They were in control both games. And both games, to be fair, they did allow a touchdown at the end.
Yes.
The only difference, one team went for 2. Game over, the other team didn't have to.
Right.
Another positive takeaway I had, Terry, was Aiden Hutchinson is everything. Everything as advertised. When you tell me, Adam, this specific team, the Lions, I don't care who, they took somebody at number 2 overall. Before I even know their name, before I know what position they play, I have already an expectation in my mind of how good they should be and what they should look like. And Aiden Hutchinson has checked every one of those boxes. Every single one of them.
All right, I want to be bad.
Go for it.
Pardon me.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Go for it.
All right, Adam, do you think if they had drafted Malik Willis at number 2, the coaches would be going up to them and say, hey, bro, better than I thought you're going to be?
Oh, my God. Can we not? Why do you do this to me?
Because that's me.
God damn it. Look, if they would have drafted Malik Willis number 2, you know what would be happening right now?
What?
We'd be talking about same old Lions. There would be zero optimism going into the year. Spending the number 2 overall pick on a project quarterback, quite unheard of. And of the few times it's happened, it hasn't really worked out. You just don't do that. You don't. Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow. You don't draft, quote, projects. You know right away if they can play.
Right. So
Thank
we
God
wouldn't
they
be
didn't.
getting the, hey, Malik, man, bro.
Oh, they would
really
be
got
pumping
it.
him up 100%. But what does that do? What's more valuable to this team right now? A quarterback that may not even play at the same level of Jared Goff year 1, let alone year 2? Or a guy that's going to disrupt the game on the opposite side of the team? In a position where you finished bottom 3, bottom 4 in the league, 6, 7 of the last 8 years.
So are you saying that the praise for Aiden Hutchinson is fake?
No, I think it's deserved.
Okay.
I think he's checked off every box. When he was drafted, what's the first thing you think of? Work ethic. And usually with white people, this is what you do, right? This is a stereotype we
Motor,
have.
and they're smart.
They're smart. They're coachable. We do this all the time with the white people, but still.
Heady.
He checked all those, right? And
Right.
then we got to camp, and you saw it. You're like, oh, wow. He's jumping off the screen. And then you go to joint practice in Indy, and he's making it look easy. When I think of a number 2 overall pick, not just for the Lions, for any team in the NFL, and you tell me it's an edge rusher, I close my eyes, I forget white, black, Alabama, Michigan, I don't care. Doesn't matter who or where they're from. That's what you want it to look like. That's ideally what it looks like. A guy who makes it look easy, dominating practice, dominating camp. When he's on the field in preseason, he showed out. That's all you can ask for. I think so far, that's a guy you go to sleep at night and say, yeah, I'm not worried. That pick, I'm not worried about. The chances of him completely missing are slim to none. As of right now, he's checked all the boxes. He's done a hell of a job. And he's only confirmed what I think we all believed when he was drafted, which was, oh my God, he actually fell to us. Oh my God, Detroit are going to be able to draft Aiden Hutchinson. Oh God, he's, quote, coming home.
Right.
A lot of things working in the Lions' way. And
It was a good break.
I always mention it to you how fortunate they've been under Brad Holmes. Because I think Brad deserves a ton of credit, but Penei Sewell, that type of player goes top 5 any other draft. It just so happens the year he came out, 3 quarterbacks went 1, 2, and 3. And then a tight end who's really a wide receiver, and then Jamar Chase. And then the team at 6 who could take him from you needed a wide receiver for Tua. They took Waddle. It was a good pick. Penei Sewell doesn't fall in any draft except that one. Aiden Hutchinson, only Trent Baalke, any other team making the decision at 1. The Giants, the Jets, anybody has that number 1 pick, Aiden Hutchinson is there, except in Jacksonville. You have to be fortunate sometimes. That was a big one for me.
It was. But sometimes if you are incompetent, breaks are not going to fall your way.
Yes.
You just don't deserve it.
You don't deserve it, and even when they fall your way, you don't realize it, right? So, for example, I'm sorry, if Bob Quinn, Martin Mayhew, any of these guys were the coach, or excuse me, the GM, you know what happens, Terry? Aiden Hutchinson doesn't go number 1 overall, and they go and take George Karlaftis or Malik Willis. Or they'll take somebody like, what?
And then, you know what they'll tell us?
This was our number 1 player on the board.
Right.
Going in.
How come you didn't take Aiden Hutchinson? Well, we're just about taking the best player available.
Yeah.
And you know it'd be crap before that even got out of their mouths.
Charlie on TikTok says the Lions got to move up 19 spots for literally nothing. Yes, dude. Yes. And that's insane. That's insane. And that's just another fortunate side that you've had with Brad Holmes. So I'm all in on Brad Holmes. So far, I'm all in on the Hutchinson pick. No concerns at all. It's a natural thing for him. He's naturally a menace. He's disrupting plays. He's disrupting practice. Excuse me. Yeah, thank you. I'll
now,
check
who does
that
he look
box.
like? Justin Bieber or
No, I
Justin
think it said they called
Timberlake?
I think the comedian said Justin Timberlake and then called him a Backstreet Boy.
Yeah. Okay. And that was funny.
Oh yeah. I thought the comedian was great. I thought he was great. What'd you think of the story with Eze, the big dude, offensive lineman? His wife is the number 1 supporter probably in the country.
It seems to be, and his wife. It seems like we saw him struggle Maybe he had some good moments, but he looks like a guy that's not going to make the team. Because of his lack of experience. And I think one sequence, it looks like he wanted to give up. And they're telling him, no, don't do this, because he might be able to rely on you. But he looks like a guy they're setting up. He's on cut day, he's going to be gone.
Yeah, I don't think he did anything special to make the team. But this is why you have Hard Knocks, right? Mm-hmm. You highlight these type of players. That's the whole... that's what Hard Knocks originated on. So I was glad they finally brought out some of the stories of the players looking to make the team. That was nice. Thank goodness, no Aiden Hutchinson family appearance. That was nice. Thank God. I don't know if I could handle a third episode in a row. So that was a whole thing. It was good, man. It was good. I thought it was the best episode so far. Would you agree?
I would agree. And I don't know if they'll keep getting better, but I think they've been at a high level from the start. Because you've got a star. If you get in trouble doing Hard Knocks, you just go to Dan Campbell. You go to Deuce Staley. They will save you because they are so emotional, so full of passion, and they let that passion erupt. They don't show you the passion. They throw it out there. It's on fire.
100%. You know who else stood out to me? And he's not a rookie. This is what you want him to be doing, but it's still impressive nonetheless. Just because you think he should be doing it doesn't make it any less impressive. Amon-Ra St. Brown. So far, from what I've seen, what's been reported out of camp, unguardable. Unguardable. He's taken the Lions secondary, which isn't saying much, but he's taken them to work. He put in work against the Colts secondary. Mm-hmm. No issues there. Dominated joint practices. St. Brown, everything is advertised. It's funny, we're like 90 catches, 900 yards last season. Next year, 100 catches, 1,000 yards. I mean, this could be a 1,200, dare I say 1,300 yard receiver. With his separation ability, his route running tree, his yards after the catch. Like, he's going to be a problem. And as long as he doesn't sit there at 9, 10 yards a catch, if he can get up to 11 and a half, 12 yards, that's a big problem. Hell, we could have a conversation about him being a true number one.
You know I'm going to give 80% of the credit to?
Who's that?
Daddy. If when you have a dad like that, and you have a brother who's an NFL wide receiver,
I believe with the Packers.
How many of us have a brother who's NFL caliber, and you are too? So, one, you got to beat the brother every day in the weight room, on the field. You got dad saying, what do you mean you're drinking water? You got spit, right? I think that right there, that's 80% of why this man is unguardable. 80% of why this man is making the league.
I agree 100%.
Love the dad. I could do more of the dad on one of the episodes.
Ransom in the YouTube chat says Amon-Ra reminds me of Chris Carter. I don't see that. I see more Hines Ward. Stature,
Chris Carter,
physicality.
Wasn't Chris Carter a little bit of a...
He was a diva.
A baby?
Yeah, he was a diva. He was a diva. No, I don't see that.
Any of that in him. Now, if he has a 1,500-yard season, you might see it, but I'm guessing that you're not because 100%. Of his background.
I agree. When we get back, more likely to happen. Excuse me, David. Aiden Hutchinson to win Defensive Rookie of the Year, or Dan Campbell to win Coach of the Year. We'll get to that and more in just a bit. But before we do, Fish, our good friends over at Big Boy.
Big Boy, lunch coming up in a few hours. Why don't you go over there? Or for some breakfast, maybe you want some waffles? Ciabatta, summer salad, hand-dip shakes, all at Big Boy. Try the chicken club, chicken cordon bleu, sunrise ham and cheddar, all on our grilled ciabatta bread. That sounds good about now. Or keep it light with the Michigan apple, chicken Caesar, and Greek salad. Don't forget to cool off with a nice hand-dipped cookies and cream ooh-wee shake, or the strawberry shake. You heard it here. First, Big Boy. Summer just got better at Big Boy.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
All right, open all summer long. Bedrock Detroit is the place to be at the Monroe Street Midway. We'll be there Thursday for Jersey Thursday, of course, August 25th, a live DJ, jersey giveaways, and much, much more. It'll be a roller skating party. I'm excited. Can't wait. And make sure you're there with the heavyweights, myself, Steak, the whole crew's going to be there. We're going to be having a good time. Do visit us. And always know that the summer is better at the Monroe Street Midway.
Now I have a question, though. The heavyweights are going to be there. They're going to roller skate?
I don't think the heavyweights are allowed to roller skate.
Because I think the wheels would break.
No, they would break. 100% the wheels would break. I mean, you're talking.
They make them sturdy, though.
No. I mean, look, we come into these.
Sturdy?
No, not for 400 pounds.
Pretty sturdy.
No, not for 400 pounds inertia, gravity, going at a certain speed. Not going to happen. The second, like, he gets to 5 to 6 miles an hour, those skates will absolutely collapse.
So are they using like the single track or the four wheels on the bottom? Because the four wheels will probably hold up.
Yeah, they have to do the four wheels.
Yeah.
But there is another problem. When they skate, they like to skate as a duel.
Okay.
So a lot of times, Easy,
holding hands?
when he skates, he's holding Spencer up
Okay.
on his shoulder or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, not going to happen.
Those wheels are not going to make it, brother.
Okay.
No, they won't make it a minute. They won't make it a minute. Terry, what's more likely to happen? Dan Campbell winning Coach of the Year or Aiden Hutchinson winning Defensive Rookie of the Year?
Now, the easy answer is Hutchinson. But,
I don't think it's an easy answer.
You don't?
No.
So I thought it was because you've always said, well, if you're the number 2 pick in the draft and you're DN, you're going to be Defensive Rookie of the Year.
5 of the last 6 taken number 2 overall have won the award.
So that's the easy answer, but not so fast, my friend.
I like it.
Not so fast. Because of Hard Knocks, because the Lions were so bad last year, and because they're going to be talked about a lot this year, they may even get one of their games flexed. In fact, who's the Thanksgiving? Isn't Thanksgiving Buffalo?
Buffalo. That's an ass whooping.
Bills.
Hang on, young man. But the Lions-Buffalo game is a game that the NFL elite are looking at as a potential big game. If that's a big game, not saying they're going to win it, but if that's a big game, that means they're in it. That means they've won 7 games or 8 games by that time, and that Dan Campbell is going to be this huge electric figure that everybody's talking about. So he could win Coach of the Year, but I'm going to stick with Aiden Hutchinson as that's the better chance of that
more likely to happen.
Right.
Is Aiden Hutchinson. But if they are a 9-8 football team and a wild card team, and there's no real storyline out there where you're shockingly impressed. For example, if Sean McVay and the Rams go 13-4, and Tom Brady and the Bucs go 12-5, and Joe Burrow and the Bengals win the division at being 11-6, none of these guys are going to win Coach of the Year by doing that. Right? A lot of what Coach of the Year is who takes a bad team and turns them into a good team.
Right.
And if Dan Campbell goes from a 3-13-1 team, the laughingstock of the NFL, to 9-8, wild card berth, second in the division, he's going to have a chance. I think the one problem he has, the one thing going against Dan Campbell, if I'm honest, Kevin O'Connell and the Vikings, I think, win the division this year. And not only that, they may run away with it. The Vikings may be an 11-12 win team this year. Their offense is going to be significantly better. And honestly, I don't care that Zimmer was a defensive coach. He sucked at it. So they'll be significantly better just by subtraction at this point with Mike Zimmer gone. So, look, the Vikings, they go on and win 11-12 games, Terry. They win the division year one. He's going to be a Coach of the Year favorite. Taking the Vikings from irrelevant to division winners with Aaron Rodgers and Matt LaFleur, who have owned the division the last 3 years. That's a good storyline. And I don't know how you beat it as Dan Campbell in a 9-8 Lions team.
And also, you have the underlying story of the Vikings. Don't they always screw things up? And if they go on and win that division, get rid of Green Bay, who's dominated the division, then that's going to be huge. But on the other hand, things always happen to the Vikings. They're haphazard also. So if they don't win that division and Green Bay wins it, then Dan Campbell is a Coach of the Year candidate. So maybe Dan Campbell winning Coach of the Year depends on what the Vikings do.
I think that plays a big role. You look at any other coach in the NFL who has a better narrative going into the year, outside of the Vikings and the Lions. Who has a better narrative than them? Anybody? Who? We're expecting Baltimore to be good. I know they finished last in their division last year, but you're expecting them to be good. Mm-hmm. John Harbaugh's not getting any, and no one's overlooking the Ravens.
We expect Buffalo to win 12-13 games.
You expect what's going to happen in the AFC West, to be honest, could be up for grabs, but if the Raiders win that division, and let's say they win it by winning 12 games, they go 12-5, let's say, and they dominate, well, Josh McDaniels, first-year coach, probably going to have a storyline that it's going to be tough to beat. Same with Kevin O'Connell. Hell, you could argue with the Broncos. If the Broncos win the division, Nathaniel Hackett, first-year coach, Russell Wilson, first year there, that could be a story that's tough to beat.
But the other thing, that probably is not going to happen because that's such a tough-ass division that they're going to knock each other.
They're all going to beat each other
out, right? So the only team that can win 11 or 12 because they have the pedigree and their offensive line is fixed would be Kansas City.
I agree. I wouldn't disagree. What I would say about Mike Zimmer and the comments on his defense, Mike Zimmer did a very good job in Minnesota. His last 2 years were a disaster. He didn't get enough out of his defense. The offense is the best it's ever been, and it was the defense that had let them down. Because at one point in time, let's not forget, they ranked 1st, 7th, and 13th in the division. Or excuse me, on defense in the NFL. In that 3-year stretch, they finished second twice, and they won the division 1 year and got to a conference championship game. Excuse me. Then they went to 25th and 22nd. Not ideal. Not ideal.
Nope.
I think the Vikings are probably the favorites to win the division. But back to Hutchinson. I did bring that number up to you earlier. I've done it really since he's been drafted. Look at the 6 last defensive ends, defensive tackles, anybody that gets after the quarterback. 5 of the last 6 drafted number 2 overall have won the award for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Chase Young, Nick Bosa, Von Miller, Julius Peppers, and Ndamukong Suh have all won it. The one player drafted number 2 overall who didn't win it, Chris Long. That's your data sample. So I think Hutchinson for sure should be a favorite. I believe Thibodeau opened up as the favorite recently in Vegas.
Yeah, he was the favorite.
He was the favorite. Sprained his MCL. We'll see how that goes. But for me, Hutch is the pick. I think this guy is going to be an absolute menace. Will probably lead all rookies in tackles for loss. I think he'll, again, it is about narrative sometimes. It just is. And I don't know anybody who has a better story. If Hutchinson goes out and gets 8.5, hell dare I say 10 sacks, he goes out and gets 10 sacks as a rookie, everybody's looking like, wait, there's a pass rusher in Detroit. That's a thing? And it's a rookie? Oh, wow.
You know what else he's going to do that's going to help his cause?
What's that?
That little moon. It's not the moonwalk, but that little...
The little Michael Jackson
the
kick
little leg shake.
before he pegs you?
Right. The leg shake will help, too, because they will show that on TV, and people will say, okay, he's doing something in Detroit.
100%.
Just little stuff that helps you.
Absolutely. Let's go to some comments in the chat. Pistons fan 11 says Packers will take a step back after losing Davante Adams, but they should still win 11 games. 11's a lot for me. For me, 11's a lot. I think they're not going to have their way against the Lions and the Vikings this year. Granted, they split with the Lions last year, but it was a meaningless game. And they had no reason to play it. They had a bye week secured already. So, look, the Packers have an outstanding defense, a good defensive front, very good in the secondary, solid at linebacker. They're a top 5 defense this year. Aaron Rodgers is going to make everybody around him better to an extent, but you don't replace Davante Adams. Aaron Jones, A.J. Dillon, yeah, you could like the backfield, but you have no vertical threat. You don't. Adam Lazard, I'm sure, will make a lot of fantasy owners happy this year. But the truth is, you're not going to get an MVP season from Aaron Rodgers. You're not going to win 13 games. And I think 10-7 is probably the realistic number going into the year for the Packers. I think the Vikings win the division at 11-6. And I see the Lions somewhere between 7-10 and 8-9. And I think it's close. I think it's closer than people think. And let's be honest, how committed is Aaron Rodgers?
I think he's pretty committed.
Yeah?
He's already on his wide receiver's ass. He knows he's got problems there. So he's spoken out a lot about them, how they have to be better. Then he praised them. So I think he's going to be committed. Because when we were talking last year about Aaron Rodgers, this is it. This could be the end of Aaron Rodgers. Then he picked his game up. So now I think he's picking the other people's games up. Yeah, I got young wide receivers. I have guys who are unproven. But he's going to be on them so bad that they will be better than we expect. That's what he does. He makes other people better. And I think he's going to work hard on that. I think he's very committed to do that this year.
You know, no one's been a bigger supporter of the Packers than I have the last few years, especially under Matt LaFleur. I think he's done a hell of a job. I think he's revitalized Aaron Rodgers, obviously the 2 back-to-back MVPs. But you don't lose a player like Davante Adams. That's not how the league works. You don't have a tight end.
You don't give up when you lose them.
You don't give up. But that is a problem. You have no threats. You can key in on the running backs. You can key in on a Lazard if you want to. No one's going to punish you. Aaron Rodgers is phenomenal. He is. Very good in the regular season. But you mean to tell me this year, and I'll go game by game in their schedule, they're on the road in Minnesota to start the year. At home to the Bears, easy win. On the road to Tom Brady and the Bucs, they're not winning that game. At home to the Patriots, knowing Aaron Rodgers, Bill Belichick will do something to throw him off. God knows. Who knows?
But who's offensive coordinator there?
Oh, that's true, Matt Patricia.
Okay.
So they're winning that game.
And if you're going to get New England, you get them in September.
100%.
Even with Tom Brady there, they were around a 500 team
in September. Yep, they were a slow team. The Giants, easy win for the Packers. The Jets should win. Washington, a should-win game. The Bills game, I think the Bills are much better than the Packers. On the road to the Lions in November, I think they split with the Lions this year, so you can give them a loss there. They're already at 3-4 losses right now. Home to the Cowboys, they should beat the Cowboys. I think the Titans beat them on the road. On the road to Philly, tough game, but I think the Packers should win. They should beat the Bears. They lose to the Rams. The Dolphins, watch out for the Dolphins in December. They're probably a team that's fighting for a playoff spot. At home to the Vikings, they should win. At home to the Lions, they should win. So that's 10-7 right there. 11-6, I'll be generous. They're still going to be a good team. Mm-hmm. It's not that they're going to be a bad team. But they're going to take a step back this year. They're not a 13-win football team.
I will agree. They will take how about a half step back? They will take a step back, but I don't believe that Aaron Rodgers is not going to care. Because we've already said he's not going to care, and he showed that he cared. He's a competitor. I think he's a super competitor. But that's all being washed away because of all the stupid stuff with what he's eating and throwing up and all the other stuff, that we forget that this man is probably one of the biggest competitors in sports during the regular season.
Fair enough. Fair enough. When we get back, negative takeaways, we do have to talk about things that frustrated us, we weren't happy about in the third episode of Hard Knocks. We'll get to that. Top of the hour, are we concerned with Jeff Okudah? Terry, I have my explanation for you.
Yeah, I need to hear that, because to me it's not a concern at all, but I want to hear what you got to say.
I hope you convince me otherwise. I hope I'm just looking too much into this. I really do. But before we do fish, our good friends over at the Academy of Warren.
Yes, the Academy of Warren. Summer is almost over, and it's the best time. It's time to get back to school. So if you haven't enrolled your child anywhere just yet, no look further than Academy of Warren. Join us this Friday, that's the 26th of August, from 3 to 6 p.m. for carnival and parent orientations, while the Bottom Line broadcast live from the event. Ryan Amani, Braylon Edwards, Maz, you know the crew, hopefully you do. Enjoy games, barbecue, rides, and register for the school year on the spot. Come see what Academy Warren is all about at academyofwarren.net today.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risks, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Back here on the Morning Woodward Show, list of not so great takeaways from camp, and I'll start with this, and it's going to lead into our 9 o'clock segment, but I'm sorry, Terry, I have to bring it up.
Nope, you're standing up,
Dave
so this
Burkett,
must be something.
love Dave Burkett, by the way. I think he does a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
Dave Burkett of the Free Press comes out with an article yesterday saying that Jeff Okudah and Will Harris are neck and neck down the stretch, competing for the starting corner position. Watching Hard Knocks, I haven't gotten much of Jeff Okudah, which, again, what is Hard Knocks at its core, Terry? Is it not a television show? Is it not a reality? Is it not there to be entertaining? Is it not there to tell the story?
The number one thing is entertainment.
Well, what could be more entertaining? What could be a better story than a guy who was selected 3rd overall not too long ago, struggled with injuries, reportedly having the greatest offseason of his career, never felt better, never faster, never stronger? How would you not highlight that in Hard Knocks? You've highlighted multiple players, specifically Jamal Williams. You've highlighted players that have been fighting and battling. You don't highlight Jeff Okudah? What? Why? Now, are the Lions going to HBO and Hard Knocks and saying, hey, Ben Johnson, Jeff Okudah off limits to you? We don't want any of it. Zero.
Well, why would they not want that?
I don't know. And that's what I'm asking this morning. I'm disappointed that I have not seen Jeff Okudah. I'm not saying, oh, well, he doesn't play, he's not playing, he sucks. No.
Now, are you disappointed? Are you disappointed because you want to see him?
I think it's a good story.
Or are you disappointed because in the back of your mind, you're thinking Jeff Okudah is really bad
Butt cheeks.
again.
Well, that's in the back of my head because you're not showing him. And let's all be honest. We saw the reports. We saw the footage. Tuesday, he got motherfucked by Alec Pierce and Michael Pittman Jr. And reportedly, he bounced back Wednesday. I didn't see any of that in the episode. How? How don't we see that? That's so important. That's so important to your fan base. Why would you not want to highlight, supposedly, Jeff Okudah dominating and doing well? I wouldn't even say dominating, recovering, showing signs of life. Then we get an article saying, well, he's competing for the starting role against Will Harris. Will Harris, according to PFF last year, I believe, if I read this correctly, and I can't even remember who tweeted it, ranked 91st of the 92 qualified players at his position last year. 91 of 92. The number 3 overall pick from a few years ago is struggling to compete with that guy.
But don't we agree he should not have been the number 3 pick?
Yeah, we can agree, but damn it, Terry, that doesn't change the fact.
Here's the good news here. I'm going to slow your roll down a little bit. A few weeks ago, Jeff Okudah was was definitely the number 2 guy. Will Harris is way ahead of him. Now you're talking about it being a dogfight. And I've seen signs that Okudah may have passed him a little bit. So maybe the Lion coaches are making him earn it.
Should I pull out my dick and start jerking off on the show right now because he's passing Will Harris?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
Swearing.
So do you get my frustration here? Because this is, again, story. We're telling a story. That's our job, HBO and the Lions here with this Hard Knocks thing. How do you not tell the story of a guy who's coming off an Achilles injury who has everything to prove this year? To prove idiots apparently like me wrong.
Okay, you can't be upset because some editor or some producer from New York City decided not to use him yet. We haven't seen Ben Johnson. Does this mean that Ben Johnson sucks as an offensive coordinator?
I can buy in, and I'm a guy who likes to think of why things happen the way they do. I like to be ahead of things. I think it's quite simple. The Lions are protecting Ben Johnson, and they're probably doing the same with Jeff Okudah. Because what you don't want to show people, and remember, everybody's watching this. You don't want social media videos and social media highlights of Ben Johnson communicating with his players, how he's going about running the offense, practice, communication with the quarterback. You don't want to highlight any of that. You know why?
Why?
The motherfucker is going to get hired at the end of the season. That's why.
Okay.
That I can get behind. If you want to tell me, hey, we're going to protect Jeff, you know what? He's actually doing really well. We don't care what the media says. He's doing well, but we just don't want to show it. That's fine. That's fine. But do you get where I'm concerned at least?
I don't.
Really?
I really don't. First of all, Ben Johnson is your guy, right?
Yeah.
So.
Well, he doesn't need to talk because his offense is going out there and being hyper efficient, whether it's with the second, third strings or the starters enjoying practice. They killed the Colts on Tuesday and Wednesday. They killed them. The play is doing the talking for Ben.
Okay, you're looking at Hard Knocks as a journalism experiment. Hard Knocks is more entertainment. Yes, there's news on there. Yes, there's some journalism, but the main thing is entertainment. If something is not entertaining, guess what? They're not showing it.
That's why I asked you the question, though. What could be more entertaining outside of the Hutchinson stuff, the rookies, the people on the bubble, than a guy with, I could argue, the best storyline in that facility? Nobody has a better storyline going into the year than Jeff Okudah. Coming off an Achilles injury, drafted by bums, has only played 10 games in his first 2 years. Everybody doubting him, including me. He's going to prove Adham wrong. He's going to prove the media. That is the best story, Terry, is it not?
No. Aiden Hutchinson is the best story. No question. Deuce Staley and Dan Campbell are better stories. Entertainment. So I think Jeff Okudah is being surpassed by his coach. He's being surpassed by I think this is such a dynamic coaching staff that from an entertainment standpoint, you want to show them yelling. You want to show them encouraging people.
They didn't even show the one play that did go viral on social media that Jeff Okudah did make, which was I want to say he broke up the pass. It wasn't a pass deflection, but the receiver had caught it. He knocked it out before he could secure the catch. It was a good play on the sideline, and Okudah was celebrating. Like, they didn't show anything. Again, maybe you're
saving
right.
it.
Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm just looking.
It was
Well, they're
last
not gonna
night.
save it.
Was last night the last Hard Knock show?
No, but that play specifically and what he's been doing in camp, that's done now. They covered the whole Indy week. That's done. Now they're focusing on Pittsburgh. It's going to be a lot to do with cuts anyways, but anyway, you know, maybe you're right. Maybe I'm looking too much into it. Maybe I am.
Entertainment, brother, entertainment. That's what they're looking for.
I like to think there's nothing more entertaining than a comeback story that people can get behind. I really do.
It's not. Trust me.
Oh, God. Oh, God. People in the chat, I believe, were asking who's a worse pick and a bigger bust, Eric Ebron or Jeff Okudah. A lot of people saying Ebron because Aaron Donald was drafted behind him. That's very fair. I actually agree. But 3 years from now, 4 years from now, if Jeff Okudah doesn't at least give you some all-pro seasons, let's just say he flames out, he's just average, you know what's going to happen? We're going to put a picture right here, and it's going to be Jeff Okudah, Matt Patricia, and Bob Quinn all side by side, combining their fists and shoving them in your asses. Meanwhile, Justin Herbert's in the background, probably lifting a Lombardi trophy.
Right.
That's who you missed on.
Right.
That's who you missed on.
Right now, I'm going to say Ebron is a bigger bust because he gave up here. He just gave up. So far, Jeff Okudah has not given up. He's still trying. He's still trying to be a productive member of this roster. I don't see him fighting with people on social media. I don't see him MFing the whole Lions fan base and the organization. Eric Ebron was like, he couldn't handle what was being said about him, so he was like, I'm out. Jeff Okudah, in my mind, is still saying, I'm going to be a productive member of this team. I'm not giving up yet. So in a squeaker of a contest, I'm going to say Eric Ebron was the bigger bust. That's the question.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how his 2022 season goes. If I'm honest with you, as a human, wish him nothing but the best. But I'm sorry. You're the number 3 overall pick. Yes, it's not Brad Holmes' problem. Yes, it's not Dan Campbell's problem. You're fighting for your career right now. I hope he turns out to be something good. I don't see it. I really don't. The fact that him and Will Harris neck and neck for the Detroit Lions cornerback job. Like, Jalen Ramsey wasn't neck and neck with any motherfucker his first year in Jacksonville. He was the de facto best player on that team in the secondary.
Is Jeff Okudah Jalen Ramsey? I'm just curious.
When you pick him number 3 overall, I would like that to be the case.
But you had idiots pick him number 3.
I understand, Terry, but okay, so you just want me to forget that he was the number 3 overall pick and just say, you know what, Jeff, it's okay, buddy. It's okay. You were taking.
No.
We're not going to worry about where you were taking.
No. Brohammer, here's how you should look at it. Jeff Okudah never should have been picked number 3. Therefore, you're never going to expect him to be number 3 pick worthy. Like, he's never going to be the number 3.
Was Ebron ever 10 pick worthy?
No.
Same thing.
But once again,
and yes, Aaron Donald was taken after him, and you can use
him picked by idiots. All right, let's say. The way I look at it, you had monkeys pick Jeff Okudah number 3. Doesn't mean he should be the number 3 pick.
And your professional experience, then, and your professional experience, you've done this a long time.
Yes.
How can I move forward? Because the reality is, so far for his first 2 years, he's been a bust. Fair or not fair?
Fair.
So how do I move forward without acknowledging that he was the number 3 overall pick? Because that plays a big role into it. If he was a 3rd round pick, I wouldn't give a damn, and I'd be moving on.
All right, stop. Right now. You have to understand it. They were picked by idiots.
I understand that.
So,
but what does that do for me?
It doesn't do anything. You have to differentiate the Lions as a
As what they are now, I am.
PS organization
I am,
and
though.
to what they are now.
This is not an indictment on Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell, and the job they've
I know
done.
that.
Absolutely not.
But you have to understand the Lions, and you know what? Here's what you don't want to do. You don't want to admit the Lions were one of the worst organizations ever.
Oh, I'll admit it easily.
Okay.
No. Don't say one of. The Detroit Lions are the worst fucking organization in NFL
All right,
history.
Bam. There you go.
And it's not even close.
Be a man. Okay. With that said, you have to understand that the mistakes creep up into what Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell are trying to do. They can't help what Jeff Okudah was. They can't help what Quinn Trisha did. They can't help that. That's part of the. You have to, and that's what Dan Campbell's doing. He's trying to get rid of the stench of previous Detroit Lions organizations. The mindset, that's what he's trying to change.
Fair enough.
But you can't look at Jeff Okudah and say, you know what, probably should have been picked much later in the first round, even in the second round. That's
okay.
History.
I'll let it go. Okay.
I think you should relax on this.
I'm gonna relax a little bit, but I just want to address one person.
Okay.
New money in the YouTube chat. New money. Do me a favor.
Uh-oh. Here it comes.
Do me a favor, buddy. I want you to
Please don't.
close your eyes.
Okay.
All right? Close your fist and shove it up your ass. And after you've shoved it in your ass, take it out and then shove it down your throat and shut the hell up. Wow. Was Matthew Stafford a bust after his first 2 years? You know what? Yeah, he did struggle with injuries. But the dude showed flashes of being a very talented quarterback, you dumb fuck.
Oh, boy.
And what he do his third season? Playoff appearance. 5,000 yards. Do me a favor, whoever you are, I wish you had a real name and not some fake YouTube account. Shut the hell up. We'll be right back. Top of the hour, brought to you by Bedrock Detroit, of course. When we get back, we didn't even get to the negative takeaways from Hard Knocks. We just focused on Jeff Okudah. We kind of did it ass backwards. So we'll get to that in just a bit. But before we do, I got to tell you about Planet Fitness, home of the judgment-free zone. Planet Fitness. Get to any local Planet Fitness near you. Sign up today, $0 down, $10 a month. Your fitness is essential. Whether you visit at one of their many Metro Detroit locations or visit them at planetfitness.com today to sign up. Make sure you take your fitness seriously.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Here we go. Alta at Alta. Uptime matters. Also, equipment has everything you need to get the job done. Have a big project coming up. Labor Day is coming up. You might want to get your house ready for winter. Alta Rents has you covered. Call them today at 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA today.
All right, we're back on the Morning Woodward Show. Terry, we didn't get to takeaways, or at least upsetting takeaways from Hard Knocks. We just really focused on Jeff Okudah. So I'll start with this. So one of the things I did notice that I didn't like was how bad the linebacking room is. And you can take this both ways. Malcolm Rodriguez, I think a lot of people are high on him. They're excited. I don't blame them. But am I wrong to say it's concerning that a 6th-round pick at linebacker can walk in and essentially take the starting job pretty easily and it not even be a competition with what you have? Jared Davis, Derek Barnes, like none of them have done anything. Malcolm's been nice. He's made some plays. Very physical. Love his attitude. Love the confidence. But is it more to do with how bad the linebacking core is in Detroit? Or is it, you know what, the kid actually has something in him? Or is it a mixture of both?
He has some fight and spirit in him. But you should be very concerned that he's walked into this linebacking room and taken it over. He's being praised by coaches. Because when you look at them, just look at them stand next to each other. All the linebackers on the Lions team look like they could be his father. Like he's the little kid that say, hey guys, hey, can I play today? But in reality, he's the best one. He's too small. I like that he's physical, but he should be a backup linebacker. Any other team, he would be the guy that's really scrappy. He's going to play, and he's going to annoy the hell out of you. But with the Detroit Lions, he's a starter. So you should be very concerned.
He fell for a reason. We'll start with he's undersized. That's the reality.
He's a little guy. He's a little fella.
He is. Do I think he can contribute this season? Yeah. Is he a top 5, top 10 linebacker? The hell if I know. The hell if I know. And if that's what he is, hell of a job, Brad. Tip of the cap. Way to be. But, yeah, I do think it's concerning. Alex Anzalone and Malcolm Rodriguez are likely your starting linebackers. You confident? Are you? Again, he's a rookie. He's going to make a lot of mistakes. And one of the things that can really derail your season pretty quickly is your inability to stop the run. And how are they going to do in pass coverage situations? Yeah, it's concerning. I would say I'm more concerned, not more so with Malcolm as an individual, but just the state of the linebacking core. It's very disappointing. It really is. And to be honest, one of the other things I took away from Hard Knocks that I kind of was scratching my head at the end was we didn't see much of, I would say, the players you want to see developing. We saw some highlights from Swift. That was nice. Obviously, Jamal Williams, his antics and getting into it with that Colts linebacker, that was nice. But you're kind of not much as Sewell. Again, maybe this is just a personal thing. It's not really that this upset me so much. I can't believe it. What are they doing? No, but I would have liked to see more Sewell. All I got was him in a meeting room with Coach Farley, and then him chewing out the Eze kid.
What are you going to see from Penei Sewell? He's just doing his job.
It's not what to see, but again, all these guys are mic'd up. You're getting them communicating. Again, it's from a selfish standpoint, not so much that they're doing something wrong. Just from a selfish standpoint, I'd love to hear Frank Ragnow talk a little more, along with Penei Sewell. See the offensive
Frank
line
Ragnow?
dynamic. Yeah.
They
Frank
had him
Ragnow has a
perfectly.
fishing channel on YouTube. Have you seen it?
Yes, and they had him fishing.
It was great.
And then boom, that's it. Catch a fish, move on from Frank Ragnow.
Fair enough.
Jamal Williams, why was he on there? What do you remember about him? He's yelling at the linebacker. And just before that, Dan Campbell said,
no fight.
Don't get into any fights, because if you do, you're out of here. And so what does he do?
Well,
he tries to start a damn fight.
I don't think he tried to. Oh, man. I'm not going to say he tried to, because that was physical. They were talking a lot of junk, but they never threw hands. They never pushed and shoved. They were grabbing each other, getting in each other's faces. I think that's acceptable.
When you're saying you can't get through me or you're a bitch or whatever he was calling, that does start fights sometimes. Now,
Yeah.
it didn't in that case, but it does.
Man.
Like, if I come in here calling you a bitch and saying you're weak and stuff, and I keep going, and they keep going, and say, you can't compete with me, at some point, you're going to get pissed.
You guys, for the Bobby Wagner and Zach Thomas are small conversations. Bobby Wagner is 6 foot, 250 pounds. Malcolm Rodriguez isn't even 5'11", and probably like 230. Please. Stop it. Have a great day.
Like you have to scold people now and then.
Anyways,
that's wonderful.
Terry, any takeaways you were disappointed in from the third episode?
It was not disappointment, but I would call it a little bit cringeworthy. The only time you see Aiden Hutchinson and the coaches is they're praising him. Good morning, good job. And sometimes you've got to get on a guy, even if he's doing well, because you want to motivate him even beyond what he's doing. You want to show teammates that, yeah, I'll get on his ass if I don't like what he's doing. And so that, I'm not disappointed. I wouldn't use the word disappointment, but I'm kind of wondering if coaches need to get on Aiden Hutchinson's butt a little bit more.
I think he's doing just fine.
He's doing fine, but he can fall back into being complacent.
We'll see. I just don't think that's his character. But do you remember Zach Thomas, the linebacker out of Miami?
I do remember.
That's the
him.
comparison right now for Malcolm Rodriguez in the chat. Do we understand what's going on here?
We do.
Are we kidding? This can't be real. Zach Thomas, a Hall of Fame linebacker, who played in an era, by the way, where linebackers were allowed to be successful.
Okay. Once again,
5th round draft pick.
People on the chat are what? Fans.
Oh, that's true.
Fans is short for fanatical. So, Aiden Hutchinson has to prove himself. He hasn't proven anything yet because this is the preseason and he's competing against other Lion players. So, as far as comparing them to others, let's wait a couple years before we do that.
You know what? How about this? How about we wait till the end of the year, and if Malcolm Rodriguez gets more than 154 tackles, I'll shut the fuck up, because that's what Zach Thomas did year one.
Okay, but if he gets 154 tackles, 10 yards downfield, what's it matter? I think you have to put it in perspective.
That's a team issue, isn't it? No,
Mm-hmm.
But that's a team. At the end of the day, that's more so to do with your team. That's, to be fair.
Well,
but again, the
154.
linebacker position is so different than what it was when Zach Thomas walked in. He walked in the league at what, 95, 96? Where it was a run-heavy league. And by the way, no, Malcolm Rodriguez is not getting 154 tackles his rookie year.
He is not.
If he gets 100, I'd be impressed. But at the end of the day, guys, I'm sorry. You want to compare him to a Hall of Famer, be my guest. You want to compare, one was a 5th round pick, the other was a 6th round pick. They're both undersized, yada, yada, yada. Hey, have at it. Have at it. I wouldn't put Hall of Fame expectations on Malcolm Rodriguez.
No. He may look like a Hall of Famer next to people who are in the Hall of Shame. So we got to be careful.
Oh, God. Andrew Irick. Zach Thomas was not a Hall of Fame linebacker as a rookie. He was a late-round pick because he was small. They are at the start of their careers and very similar. Dude, shut the fuck up. 154 tackles year one. The league knew they made a mistake with Zach Thomas year one. They knew it. The guy hasn't even played a down in the NFL regular season yet.
Right.
How about we pump the brakes a little bit?
So, is Rodrigo going to have, and I'm not going to say 154 because that's sacrilegious. Is he going to have 135, 130 tackles this year?
No. Not in this league. Not in this league. Not with that run defense. He's not, again, he's not even playing at a level where you're like, damn, he's popping off the screen. He's popping off because how bad your linebackers are, more so than, he's this generational talent.
And I think the other thing is he's doing, and this has been said, he's doing what the coaches want him to do. Right, fundamentals. I think the other guys are like, I got bad fundamentals, I'm just going to do my thing. The hell with you guys.
Guys, no one is saying that we're comparing him to Zach Thomas. It's just the size. Okay. Every quarterback taken in the 6th round or later this year, I'm going to compare to Tom Brady. And you're going to call me stupid, aren't you? Do you see what we're doing here?
No, I'll call you a dumbass.
Do you see what we're doing here? Every 3rd round pick, I'm going to compare to Dak Prescott and Russell Wilson.
Damn.
You know what? Just Kenny Pickett, I'm comparing him to who was taken between 18 and 26. Let's see. Lamar Jackson, I think, was 26. Kenny Pickett was 19 or 20, I believe. Who else was taken around that time? Alex Smith, maybe Aaron Rodgers. How about I do that? What are we doing? What are we doing? Malcolm Rodriguez, I think, is going to start. I think he's better than Jared Davis for sure. Definitely than Derek Barnes. He's better than both of them. He should start.
Does that make
How
you
about
a
we
Pro Bowler?
pump the brakes a little bit and compare him in size? I don't care if you're comparing in size. I don't care. You don't do that. Not with a Hall of Fame player. Can I compare Jeff Okudah to Jalen Ramsey? You say that's not fair because the Lions had Matt Patricia. Well, last I checked, Jalen Ramsey walked into the league. They were 4-12 that year. And I forget, who was it? Gus Bradley was their head coach. Are you hiring Gus Bradley? Anybody hiring him? I don't think so. So stop with the excuses. Just stop it. Nonsense. When we get back, Terry, Jalen Rose says Cade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey will be the next all-star backcourt in Detroit. The future's bright for the Pistons. I think a lot of people are excited. Can't wait to get to that. But before we do, I got to tell you about the Mulligan, the official drink of the summer. Whether you're on the golf course this weekend with myself, Neil, Westfall, and Fish, or you're out having some barbecue with Terry and Maddie, whatever you're doing, make sure you're having a can of the Mulligan 8% alcohol, iced tea, lemonade, gypsy, vodka mixed. Support local Michigan distilleries, of course, and as always, please drink responsibly.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer at Academy Warren. I want to welcome you to the brand new field house. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM, latchkey, small classroom sizes, Learning Street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Holton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
Ciabattas, summer salads, and dip shakes. All at Big Boy. Try a chicken club, chicken cordon bleu, or sunrise ham and cheddar. All on our grilled ciabatta bread. Or keep it light with our Michigan apple, chicken Caesar, or Greek salad. And don't forget to cool off with a frosty hand-dipped cookies and cream or strawberry shake. You heard it here first. Summer just got better.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Okay, Chili Peppers Tan. If you're as white as me and Adham Beydoun are, then you got to go over the Chili Peppers Tan. Join the Peppers Club today at Chili Pepper Tan, and you'll get all the best deals. Plus, they will beat all competitors by $5. Chili Peppers has the hottest bulb, hottest deals, and the darkest tans. 26 locations in the great state of Michigan, and more on the way. Visit Chili Peppers Tan today. Chili Peppers Tan. Boop.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show. Terry, Jalen Rose says that Cade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey will be the next all-star backcourt in Detroit, which, in theory, likely delivers a championship to this city.
At some point, yes. Because
Your thoughts?
the Pistons have had all-star backcourts with Jimmy Walker and Dave Bing, Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars, Chauncey Billups, Rip Hamilton. They all, not the first one, but the second two resulted in championships. So those are the three best backcourts in Pistons history. So I think Jalen Rose is saying these guys will be up there too. They will be guys in the all-star game, both of them, not one, but both. And I'm going to agree with him. And when this is all said and done, and they're 29, 30, 31 years old, this will be the second best backcourt in Pistons history.
I'm all for it.
Okay.
I'm all for it. And I believe it. Because I think Cade Cunningham already has shown superstar qualities and potential. He'll get there. Ivey, I haven't seen him play in the NBA yet. But again, his explosiveness, his athleticism, if he develops a jump shot, a respectable mid-range game, and he can hit the three respectably, that's a problem player. Good luck. Yeah, I think it's a great backcourt for years to come. You know, yesterday, the conversation I had on the show with a lot of people, and it really upset a lot of people, actually, Terry. Surprise, surprise.
That's a surprise.
Is that I called Russell Westbrook Russell Westbrick.
A lot of people call him that.
Well, they call him for a reason. And, you know, he was caught in the lab with Jaden Ivey, right? And I came out and said, I hope Russell Westbrook teaches Jaden Ivey what not to do in the NBA. And, you know, for those people that say, well, he got to 4 conference finals. Okay. Well, how about you dig a little deeper, my friend? 4 conference finals, Terry. In those series, they're 1-3 in those 4 appearances. He averaged 24, 6, and 8, all lower than his averages. On top of that, 4 turnovers a game in the playoffs, which is a big deal. A negative plus-minus. Oh, and he shot 37% from the field.
So that's what I wanted to know. What was the shooting percentage?
37% from the field.
See, that's
37% from the field in the playoffs.
So that's just a guy that has permission to jack it up.
And why I did all this and why I made a whole scene about it was I don't want Jaden Ivey to become a player that doesn't understand team-first mindset. Cade Cunningham, I believe, does. I don't want a Russell Westbrook type player on my team, ever. I would rather have Tony Parker, hell, Manu Ginobili, Chauncey Billups over Russell Westbrook if I'm starting a team today.
Right.
Because, Terry, how important it is, and please educate the audience, and Isaiah Thomas spoke on this so much. Could Isaiah not average, if he wanted to, 30-plus points a game?
No, but
in his day.
In his day, I think he could have averaged 26, 27, something like that.
Close to 30 a night.
Right.
Like, he was going to give you it. But what was best for the team?
What he was taught was your main focus is to make John Sally look better, Bill Laimbeer look better. Your job is not to make yourself look better. This was preached to him all the time. So yeah, he could have jacked it up.
He could have got his. And my biggest issue with Russell, just like Carmelo, they weren't self-aware enough to get with the times. The NBA, Terry, it went from a mid-range game in the paint to a three-point game, right?
Right.
Steph Curry revolutionized the game.
Right.
What'd LeBron do? He spent 2-3 off seasons getting better at the three-point shot. And he actually has a respectable three-point shot now. Like, you have to hold him accountable on the three-point line. You can't leave him open. Or before you could. You can't anymore. What did Russell do? Just keep attacking the basket. Keep jacking up threes, even though he sucks at shooting the ball.
Right.
Like, that's my problem. And I don't want Jaden Ivey to ever be that type of player who, maybe Ivey in his future is a 27, 6, and 3 a night guy. Maybe. But would I rather him do 24, 5, and 4 at the expense of we'd win more games than him do 29, 30 a night? Yeah. Yeah. And I think that mindset is so important. And you're not going to learn it from a vet like Russell Westbrook, who is going to give you apparently advice that he can't even take his own advice. I'm sorry. You don't take advice from people who can't even take their own. So how about we start there? Fair or not fair? Am I being too harsh?
Now, that is fair. I was a little surprised that he was talking to Westbrook, but some people compare their games, so that's why. And maybe
not their games, but their explosiveness, right?
Right.
He was compared coming out of the draft to John Morant, Russell Westbrook. That's fair. But you don't teach Jaden Ivey, oh, this is your athleticism. Like, that's his God-given talent. That's his athleticism. That's his work ethic. What does Russell tell him? Hey, just, get yours, drive to the basket. What's he going to teach him? Hey, a few moves, maybe. Maybe how to get to the basket, how to get contact. Sure, maybe.
Maybe it's not the mindset he's teaching him. He's telling him what to look for in the NBA. There's going to be times where Ivey's going to, crack that basket. He's going to try to get to the cup. And maybe Westbrook was mentoring him on ways in which to do that. But the mindset that Ivey must have, Westbrook is not going to be in his ear 30 weeks a year. He's going to be learning more from Cade Cunningham, who he looks at as a mentor.
Yes.
And who is mentoring Cade Cunningham? Isaiah Thomas is.
If I may, I agree.
Okay.
And I'm not worried about Jaden Ivey. But why I get so worked up is for this reason. For example, Eminem in the YouTube chat says he can help Ivey, he as in Westbrook, get in control of his speed and transition. Excuse me? Russell Westbrook doesn't even know how to control his own speed in transition. The fuck? Like, that's what pissed me off yesterday, if I'm honest with you. Maybe I was a bit harsh. I don't care.
You were
Suck
not
it.
too harsh. You were correct.
So, yeah, I don't want Jaden Ivey learning anything, for that matter, from Russell Westbrook. I don't. I want him spending time around LeBron, Steph Curry, players that are actually going to get better in the offseason. I don't want him near Kyrie. Hell, I don't even want him near KD. I don't want him near Russ. I don't want him near Melo. I don't want him near any of these guys. I'll hard pass on that.
Oh, I got some bad news for you.
Go for it.
KD is not coming to the Pistons now.
Bad news is great news.
Good, he never was.
It's great news.
Now, who are the knuckle? Oh, that was the little piston pipsqueaks
all
around
the
here.
piston idiots
They all
in the
thought
back.
that KD was coming here.
There.
What the hell is that, Fish?
They deserve it. They thought Kevin Durant was coming to the Pistons. No way in hell was he coming to the Pistons. So, have a great day. Have a great day. Have a great day.
Whoa, okay, Fish. How about you chill out, buddy?
And he's not going to Boston. But guess what? During this process, some of the news organizations were asking Celtic fans what they thought about KD possibly going to the Celtics. And Jalen Brown was the big piece that the Celtics were going to give up. Most Celtic fans, I think it was almost 70%, said
hell no.
We don't want him.
Yeah.
And Terry, what was the conversation we had after we drafted Cade Cunningham? Russell Westbrook became available. Bring Russell Westbrook to Detroit. And you know who you are. Some of you work at this goddamn network, and I swear to God, I'm not having it today. The idea that you would want Russell Westbrook on your Detroit Pistons team at any point is so stupid. Why? So he can ball hog? So he can get he's going to get a triple-double. Excuse me, while I sit there and masturbate that the guy's getting a triple-double while you win 23, 24 games. Wow. You know, really entertaining me. Wow. Thanks for developing our rookies. Really appreciate it, bud. Get the hell out of here.
You didn't want that.
No. When we get back, Chase Lucas, Malcolm Rodriguez thriving in camp. Terry, does Brad Holmes know something we don't? We'll look back at his draft so far and see if we've noticed some trends. I think there are a few, and we'll get to that in just a bit. But before we do, I got to tell you. Actually, I don't. Fish has to tell you about our good friends over at the Sports Marketing Agency.
Sports Marketing Agency has spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse in their new podcast, This is the F Word. Help spread awareness of fentanyl and other addictions. So go to thesportsma.com if you're struggling or know someone who is.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Detroit's downtown summer playground is back. Open all summer long, the Monroe Street Midway. Enjoy roller skating, free Wi-Fi, food trucks, art installations, and so much more. Don't forget to take advantage of the basketball court, putt-putt, and, of course, family programming all summer long. All art installations are done by Detroit artists, and it's a fun, safe event from people 1 to 100. Go to deckedoutdetroit.com.
Make sure you're listening to Woodward Sports all day long. Start your morning with the Morning Woodward Show. Spend middays with Big D Energy. Watch and listen your drive home with the Bottom Line. And don't forget about Woodward Bets Daily. All live, all right here on the Woodward Sports Network.
Okay, our great folks at the Bowling Warehouse in Hamtramck is the home of the original football bowling game. 2 ways to play. $12 limited open play or $120 lane reservation for up to 10 people. $2 mystery beer machine, throw in $2 bill or 2 singles. Full bar as well. Check it out at thefallingwarehouse.com today.
Oh, goodness. Chat's a little upset, right? You know, I never heard an MVP getting slandered this much. He definitely is past his prime and in an awful situation in LA with spacing, which doesn't help his play style. Ivey can definitely learn from Russ. Really? Really? He's past his prime. I thought the Lakers were a championship team last year. You were all You were all coming all over the chat last year.
Well, yeah, I mean, they were supposed to be.
Right?
Yeah.
He's playing with Anthony Davis and LeBron James.
Yeah.
I wonder who the issue is. Oh, it's the guy that can't play without the ball in his hand. Ivey needs to develop and learn how to play without the ball because Cade's the primary ball handler. Sorry. So what does Ivey need to do? Not play like Russ. Case closed. Leave me the hell alone. Jesus Christ. Terry, Chase Lucas, Malcolm Rodriguez. Hell, you can go to St. Brown. We're starting to see a trend here with Brad Holmes. He's thriving in the later rounds. He's identifying talent. And to be honest with you, most of these players drafted in the 5th, 6th, 7th round, they don't make the team. They don't. And you will likely have Chase Lucas, Malcolm Rodriguez this year make the team. And you had Jamar Jefferson, 7th round pick last year, I believe.
Say Justin Bieber.
He made the team last year. Brad Holmes is... Look, are these Hall of Fame players? Are these Pro Bowlers? Are these starters? No, not all of them. But when you looked at the box score last year, and this is one of the saving graces of last year, if I may. What'd you see in the box score? Brad Holmes' draft picks.
Yes.
They were making plays. They were out there playing. Undrafted free agents. They were there. They were available, playing meaningful snaps. And that's everything to me. You know, one of the things I begged for going into last season was player development. It is the most important thing for me, especially in a year where you know you're not going to be good. Like, you want to see player development, and you saw it. You just did. You saw Jared Jacobs flourish. You saw Amon-Ra have his best career season. You saw the rookies do pretty damn well. Amon-Ra obviously shine down the stretch. We saw, really, Penei Sewell come out week 1, left tackle against the Niners, did very well. Had a few up and down weeks after that, but once he got accustomed to the speed at the NFL at his natural position in left tackle, Decker came back, they moved him to right, and he was phenomenal. Player development was everything. And now I'm seeing Chase Lucas do well. Malcolm Rodriguez potentially be a starter on this team. Brad Holmes, so far, more than I even expected. Better, and has given more than I even thought he could.
In the National Football League, people always talk about the front end talent, but they don't talk about the guys like Rodrigo. They don't talk about guys like Chase Lucas. But in order to win seriously, these guys at some point are going to have to play some significant football. And what the Lions' history was, they might get the first round pick right, or they may screw it up with Jeff Okudah or Eric Ebron or people like that. They weren't even getting the second round people right. Jordan Dizon, does anybody remember him?
Nope. I remember Ass Tabor.
Right. So
Jelani Tavai.
Right. Right. But the Lions' mentality was, if you don't get it in the first round, you don't get it. That's why they drafted tight ends in the first round. That's why they drafted offensive linemen in the first round, because they didn't think they were going to get that in the 3rd, 4th, or 5th round. If you look at the Denver Broncos, who for years had the best offensive line in the NFL, and you look at those guys back in the day, 3rd round, 4th round, 5th round, 3, 4, 5. That's where they got their team. Brad Holmes is doing the same thing that normal NFL teams do, and now he's even plucking a few guys from the 6th round.
Well, let's at least forget where they were drafted, but let's at least go through the list of what he's drafted. What are the 4 most important positions in football? Quarterback, left tackle, pass rushers, wide receivers.
Bam.
Those are the 4 key ingredients of every successful team. Every successful team typically has all of them. What does Brad Holmes do year 1? Well, Penei Sewell falls to him. Easy decision. Grabs him. That's your left tackle of the future. That's your guy that's going to protect your quarterback. Okay. What does he do in the later rounds? Oh, he steals a wide receiver. in Amon-Ra St. Brown, who is arguably the 4th best wide receiver to come out of that class. You have Chase. If you want to count Pitts, you can. Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith, and then you have to say Amon-Ra St. Brown. And you could say Smith, honestly, isn't better than St. Brown so far. So you got high value there. But what did he do in the second round and the third round? Oh, he went interior lineman, stopping the run, occasionally getting after the quarterback. He doubled down on it. And what does he do this past draft? Number 2 overall, Aiden Hutchinson, pass rusher, get to the quarterback, very important. Trades up 19, 20 spots for basically a 3rd-round pick. To do what? Oh, weapons, wide receiver, nice. What does he do in the 2nd round? Whether you like that Pascal's hurt or not, he doubles down on a pass rusher. You see the trend here? He's now drafted 2 interior linemen, 2 pass rushers, a wide receiver, technically 2 if you want to include St. Brown. There you go. Granted, St. Brown was a later round pick, but in the first 2 rounds, that's what you've gotten.
And what's he going to do next year?
The same concept, and probably get a damn quarterback.
He's going to get his quarterback
and
next
he's probably
year.
going to double down next year, not only on getting a quarterback, but going after more guys that can attack the quarterback.
Oh, I thought you were going to say he's going to double down and get 2 quarterbacks.
Oh, no, sorry, excuse me. Well, I meant like on the theory,
Right.
doubling down on the theory that quarterback, wide receiver, offensive lineman, defensive lineman, the absolute core of any football team in today's NFL. And you know what? Probably takes a chance on a corner in the 2nd round. Because you don't know how these players are going to work out. And if Okudah doesn't work out this year, and Chase Lucas is just meh, and you're relying on Jerry Jacobs during the season, you're going to need to bring in a corner, whether it's through the draft or free agency. And may I remind all of you, they're going to have a ton of money.
And guess what? I'm willing to bet that corner will be a 2nd, 3rd, or 4th round pick. It's not going to be a 1st round pick. He's not going to waste it. A high draft pick. He'll probably even get another edge rusher or another wide receiver before he drafts a corner. But he'll get that corner, but he'll be smart and get it in the 3rd round and not with the 3rd pick.
Yes.
I don't know if you remember this. Do you remember what Bob Quinn said when they picked I forget his name now. When they picked
Tavai?
No.
Who?
And we've been talking about him all day. Okudah, number 3. He said, "You just pick good football players. I don't care if he's it just shouldn't matter if he's a number 3 pick. He's a great football player. So this is what we're doing."
Yeah. You know, this goes back. I want to address a few comments in the chat, though. Easy says, I'm saying Waddle isn't better, or I'm not saying Waddle. Wait, okay. Easy, your English is messed up here, bro. I'm saying Waddle isn't better so far, lol. Waddle had a better year than St. Brown. He was as advertised. You could argue that St. Brown had a better end to the season for sure. He was more dominant down the stretch. Very similar numbers, though. 90 catches for St. Brown, 104 for Waddle. 912 yards for St. Brown, 1,015 for Waddle. 5 touchdowns, 6 touchdowns. Very similar. But I would say Waddle's slightly better. Slightly better, you have to be fair. It's not overwhelmingly better like Chase or Pitts. I think St. Brown's better than Devontae Smith so far, though. That's fair. I wouldn't put him over Waddle, though. I don't think that's fair at all. But needless to say, we'll continue the conversation. I do want to continue when we get back in just a bit, but before we do, I got to tell you about our good friends over at Lady Jane's. Get to a Lady Jane's near you. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Their awesome stylists will take care of you like they take care of me. Get to a Lady Jane's near you. Again, no appointment necessary. Hot leather neck shaves. Awesome haircuts. They'll take care of your beard. I am very, very happy with the service I've been getting lately. I have to be honest.
Okay.
I don't look like a grizzly bear anymore. They're starting to understand how my hair grows in the pattern. Like, we're getting there. Phenomenal job. Ask for JC out in Birmingham. Anyways, that's it. We'll see you guys in just a bit. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
The Sports Marketing Agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zaniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
All right, good morning and welcome to Odds Trader, the #1 site for all your game day bets, play-by-play updates, live scores, and the best price for every game on multiple sports books. Go to oddstrader.com for all the best bets to bet on your teams and enjoy the best bets of sports and everything in between.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show, 9:41. Terry, I want to continue the conversation, especially between Waddle and St. Brown. Easy makes a point. It is just a point that Waddle did start 16 games and St. Brown didn't. He only started 8 or 9. And although that's fair, it also doesn't tell the whole story, because St. Brown was the number 2, number 3 receiver for most of the season. It really wasn't until Ben Johnson took over, along with Dan Campbell, that not only the offense, but he started to shine. So he was getting the snaps. He was playing 70-80% of those snaps. I wouldn't use that as a knock on Waddle. And let's remember, Waddle had, I want to say, Ryan Fitzpatrick, was it, last year? And Tua in and out of games?
Right.
Or was it another dude? I can't remember who the other quarterback was in Miami.
Can I throw in another factor about that?
Yeah, go for it.
A lot of times a wide receiver is not in for the first play of the game. But let's say it's an 11-play drive. He might be in there 8 to 9 plays, but he wasn't in for the first play. And guess what they do with the NFL? He's not listed as a starter.
That is true.
But he's on the opening drive. So that's the starter.
Yeah, there's a lot of players that play a majority, especially at that position, that don't get the original start, especially because of formations, right? You come out, you run heavy. Well, you're going to be missing a few wide receivers. They're not going to get the start, but that doesn't mean they're not on the field a lot.
Right. And that's the same with defensive tackles.
I do get it, though. I can totally see why people would put St. Brown over Waddle. I wouldn't, personally. I can respect it, at least. It's very close to me. I don't think it's that far off. I don't think it's egregious. I think your point is probably more valid about Devontae Smith. I think St. Brown so far has proven and has played at a higher level than Devontae Smith has, who was a first-round pick.
Okay.
So we can leave it there. We'll move forward, though. Like I said, Brad Holmes has this recipe. Have we seen this with any other GM? Especially, I want you to go to the 90s.
For the Lions?
For the Lions, because, you know, with Mayhew and Bob Quinn, recent memory, I think we all agree, and Millen, hell no. But take me back to when they had success. Was there a pattern of drafting that allowed them to have success, or did they kind of just luck into it?
It wasn't this calculating. We'll put it that way. I mean, yeah, they got some good players. Lomas Brown was a very good player. Herman Moore. Johnny Morton ended up being good. So, but I think what you had in the 90s, the Lions were just picking players, and sometimes they hit on some. Now what you have is a guy, Brad Holmes, who's playing chess. He's setting up moves. He's doubling down on guys. He's fortifying. He's trying to create depth. And so I just think it's a more sophisticated approach to drafting than in the 90s when the Lions
there is intent,
were good.
Right? There's an intent behind you draft.
The thing we forget about the 90s, we don't talk about it. The Lions were good, but they were bad too.
Oh, yeah. They were first place, fourth place, second place, fourth place, third place, fourth place.
Very annoying.
It was very
It was like
inconsistent.
clockwork.
Which is kind of odd, but isn't that beneficial also? You're picking in the top 5, top 10 every other year, but still having success, quote unquote.
Sure. But you have to put up with those years where you stunk, where you won 5 games. You don't want to go through a 5-game win season as a sports fan.
Yeah.
It's very annoying. It's like, damn, this team was good last year, so why you got to suck this year?
Before we get into Mailbag at 9:50, there's a question on TikTok I do want to answer for, who is it? Sports Edits. Do we re-sign TJ Hockenson as of now? No. Are we on the same page? He has to prove something this year.
Yes. As of now, no. But I think by November, when we make all these decisions, the answers are going to be yes. This is my guess. That's a gut feeling how I'm going to feel later on. But as of now, no. But I think at some point, he'll prove himself, and you'll want to sign him.
And the one thing about Ebron and Hockenson I brought up last year, both have played 40 games in their first 3 years with the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
Similar pass catch rate, similar drop rate, similar yards, similar receptions. Eric Ebron, 133 receptions in 3 years, 160 for Hockenson. He has the advantage. By the way, let me paraphrase all this, just so you guys all know. I think we all agree Hockenson has uber more potential than Eric Ebron ever showed or had. Fair?
Yeah,
much better run blocker.
And guess what? And keeps his mouth shut.
And a much better run blocker. So let's just start it there. I think we all agree Hockenson has that potential. Cool. Having said that, 40 games played each in their first 3 years, 160 receptions to 130 in Hockenson's favor, 1,600 yards to 1,600 yards to 1,500 yards in Hockenson's favor, 12 touchdowns to 7 touchdowns in Hockenson's favor. The number 8 overall pick, Ebron was picked 10 or 12? I can't remember. Sorry, guys. It's one of the two.
8th.
No, Hockenson was 8.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Eric Ebron draft. Let me see real quick. Pretty sure it was 10 or 12. He was selected 10th overall. Yep. 10th overall. So, very similar in position drafted, very similar in production through 3 years. I'm sorry, if your numbers are comparable to Eric Ebron through 3 years, I'm not signing you to a contract that's going to be more than David Njoku, probably near Mark Andrews, probably near Travis Kelce money. Not doing it. Go out, show me 1,100 yards this year on 85 catches with 7, 8, 9 touchdowns, and I'll bring out the Brinks truck.
And the drop rate is the same?
Yeah, if anything, actually, the pass catch rate, very similar, except Ebron, I think, in year 2 had the advantage. Year 3, I think Hockenson, it was like a 0.2, 0.3 difference. Very similar.
That's very interesting.
It's very disappointing.
Because it is disappointing, but I just remember we would just go ape every time Ebron dropped the ball.
Yeah,
and I don't hear that. Right, and I don't hear that with Hutchinson.
Because
I'm not Hutchinson, but Hockenson.
Hockenson, though, the difference is, to be fair, again, like I acknowledge their talent difference is different. I have to acknowledge Ebron caught dropped some really easy passes, and that's why, I mean, it's justified. You don't see Hockenson dropping easy passes where he's wide open. That's not a thing. A lot of his, quote, drops are, I don't say mildly or heavily contested, but they're contested a little bit. You know, unfortunate. Things you can drop as damn, like probably should have had that. But still, the percentage is roughly the same. That's
very interesting to me.
One had Matthew Stafford throwing to him. The other, Jared Goff and what was his name? David Boyle, Tim Boyle. Or excuse me, David Blau and Tim Boyle. So take it for what it is. Hockenson has all the potential in the world. We'll get to Mailbag in just a bit. Get all of your questions in the chat on TikTok and on YouTube, and we'll answer them all for you guys. But before we do, I have to tell you about Fish, because Fish is a jackass.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I am.
He is.
Is he a jackass like just an ass?
Just in general.
Or is
he's
he
an
jackass
ass.
like the guys on the show Jackass?
Both. I would say both.
Yeah,
okay.
both.
But jokes aside, we'll get to Mailbag in just a bit. But before we do Fish, our good friends over at Cintron.
Yeah, Cintron, the official energy drink of the Detroit Red Wings hockey team. Cintron has combined all 3 of their delicious flavors into a limited edition 6-pack sampler box. Try Cintron's great tasting cranberry classic and sugar-free all in one pack. Pre-order your Cintron 6-pack sampler box today at cintronworld.com/redwings. Get energized with Cintron. Let's go, Red Wings.
Hey, it's Scott from the Woodward Bet Show. It's Wednesday, one of my favorite days. We get to talk some golf and FedEx Championship with our girl Kelly over there at 4:30 at the Woodward Bets YouTube page. You guys also got to get over to that app store and download oddstrader.com. It's got live scoring, play-by-play updates, the best place to check all the odds and sports books right in the palm of your hands. But hey, let's get them fun coupons. That's what we want. Let's roll with the Orioles today. Giolito's been struggling, 12 runs in his last 15 innings. Sounds good to me. Oddstrader.com, Woodward Bets. Check it out.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there.
And that one Lions playoff win in 1991, yeah, Detroit fans were there.
Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
All right, time for Mailbag. Your questions in the chat, YouTube, TikTok, whatever it may be. We'll get to them. We'll start with Pistons fan, Patty Grimes. Dak Prescott or Jared Goff? Terry?
Dak Prescott.
And I would agree. Dak Prescott. I would take Dak Prescott. Am I happy about his contract? I am not. Dak Prescott, as of right now, over Jared Goff. I think that's a pretty easy answer. Does Baylor having the third lowest offensive production coming back in the country worry you about having them in the top 10? No. No, I think Baylor will be better than last year, actually. I think defensively they're a solid team. I love what the coach is doing and what they're building as a program. I think going into the year, a team that finished near the top 10, I would put them over Oklahoma. I don't know how I feel about Brett Venable out in Oklahoma. Just a defensive-minded coach for an offensive program. In an offensive game, meh. But you make a fair point. You make a fair point, Jake. Let's see. Jared Goff or Mac Jones? Jared Goff. Jared Goff. What do we do?
Well, what about when you're projecting ahead?
Projecting? Well, you're going to take the rookie, right? The guy going in his second year. The guy who, as a rookie, did get to the playoffs, did play relatively well down the stretch. Now, he was okay, but no, Jared Goff right now is a better quarterback than Mac Jones. If you're telling me I get Mac Jones' contract and he develops into a better quarterback or even, let's say, as good as Jared Goff, yeah, of course. But no, right now, Jared
and that's
Goff.
what I'm thinking. That's why I would take Mac Jones ahead of Jared Goff if I was starting a new team.
Yep. Adam, if the Lions have less than 6 wins, you have to shave your head. Deal. Well, what do I get if they don't? Or, excuse me, they win more?
You get the.
Why the hell do I get punished?
You get a Fabio haircut.
A Fabio? Get the hell out of here. Get out of here. Come back to me with a better offer. Come back to me with a better offer and I'll do it.
Let me teach you a little something. Never, ever take bets from people on chats, on telephone, or whatever when you're doing a radio show or a podcast. Because you always have to pay when you lose. You never get the benefit when you win.
I took that bet when I shaved everything but my mustache when the Bears beat the Lions on Thanksgiving
Yeah, but that was your fault. You're an idiot for that.
But I listened to the chat. I was encouraged. Ryan Tannehill or Jared Goff? Jared Goff.
Yes.
I would take Jared Goff, 100%. 100%. You put Jared Goff in Ryan Tannehill's situation last year, I argued the same success, if not more. Sorry. I think Jared Goff's a better quarterback than Ryan Tannehill. Any questions? Do you think the Pistons can exceed expectations this year? Over-under is at 28 wins. Yeah, I think they can. They're just very young, but not by much. That's the key. I think maybe 30, 31 games is what we're looking at with the Pistons. Let's see. Will Aaron Rodgers retire if he loses to the Lions twice this year? I think Rodgers is going to retire for any reason, not just because of the Lions. So I missed the news. Quote, Terry is leaving. Why is that? And who's replacing him? Terry is not leaving.
Find out Friday.
Terry, you'll find out Friday. who's going to be on the show. By the way, I won't be here Friday, just FYI.
Oh, no.
I'll be in either East Lansing or Ann Arbor.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Recording our video to make the announcement.
Okay.
But Terry will be on Big D Energy moving forward, 11-1 with Neil and Darren. So that's going to be quite the combination. I think you and Neil have very similar
I do. And
cadences.
Neil wanted me on there, and he was disappointed that I was
originally. Yeah, he told me he wasn't happy that you were put with the crazy white guy instead of him.
Well, now you and Neil get to rejoice again.
Right. I'm gonna drive Neil crazy, hopefully.
Good.
Oh man. Let's see. Goff, Chokes, Hollywood, and Allie. I have no idea what the hell's going on in this chat. Let's see. Let's go to YouTube, see if we have any questions. If the Lions make the playoffs this year, or at least contend, do you still draft a quarterback? Yeah. Yeah. And that's why I always bring up the Chiefs. With Alex Smith, they won the division 2 out of 3 years. And they drafted Patrick Mahomes after that. And they sat him for a year. And they went 12-4. And the rest is history. I'm not saying you're going to draft Patrick Mahomes, but if you ever wanted to pull a page out of somebody's book, even if you have relative success this year, you should move up in the draft if you have to get your quarterback. Jared Goff still costs $30 million right now, and let's say he plays out his contract. Well, you go in the open market for a quarterback in 3 years, even the bad ones are going to get $40-45 million a year.
Right, and I think the Lions are still paying for not drafting a quarterback when Stafford was here.
Yes.
Or a good one. How about that?
Basically Justin Herbert. But yeah. What player are you wanting or waiting to be featured more on Hard Knocks? For me, it's Goff, says Wyatt. I mean, I already mentioned I wanted to see more of Jeff Okudah, but honestly, more Jared Goff. I would agree with you.
Maybe Jared Goff is a little gun shy because he didn't know that the sun rose in the east and set in the west every day.
Oh man, Alex Smith was north of 30 when they got Mahomes. Yeah. Okay. And he was in his late 20s, just like Goff, when he got there. And he proved he could win, and he had very good seasons, and he was, quote-unquote, a game-managing quarterback, and did everything they asked him to do, and he had success. I don't want Jared Goff to fail in Detroit. I want him to win a division. I want him to bring success. I'm also not stupid enough to sit here and say he's a franchise quarterback right now. He's not. And if you think he's actually going to go out and throw for 4,800 yards, 30, 35, 40 touchdowns, you're kidding yourself, and you're only going to disappoint yourself. That's not going to happen. Not in this offense, not with this offensive coordinator, not with his ability. That's not going to happen. Can he be a very serviceable quarterback for the remainder of his contract? Absolutely. Absolutely. That doesn't mean he's a franchise quarterback. Adam, I'm surprised you didn't say shut the hell up to Fish all day. Amazing. Fish, shut the hell up.
Thank you.
You got it, buddy.
No, you've been too good today.
I have been.
Hang on. Let's stir it up. Let's see if this works. Cade McNamara.
Fuck you, man. I hate you, man. Like, we got through 58 minutes without the mention of Cade McNamara, and you have to do that.
Speaking of that, I know you know Neil and D-Mac well. Are you going to find things to wow them up? Do you have things that... Okay, good.
They're easy.
Okay, yeah.
Those are easy guys.
Are you going to do...
He's easy, too.
Yeah. Are you going to do your 10,000 stories with Terry Foster?
Sure. They like it.
Oh, that's a classic. Mm-hmm. Your strip club stories and your...
Yeah, we're still trying to find the one-legged stripper.
No luck with that.
Is she in Pontiac?
No luck at all. Terry, can you take Adam to the Eastern Market? Bert's Lounge is waiting.
You know what? You've not been to the Eastern Market?
I haven't. But we will be broadcasting potentially this year for Sunday pregame shows from Eastern Market.
I need to take him to the Eastern Market on a Saturday.
I'm down.
Because Bert's is closed. I don't think Bert's is open on...
Sunday?
Is it open? I haven't... it probably is open for Sunday tailgates.
Okay.
But I need to take you down there on a Saturday.
We'll do it. Last question before we go. Cracked Fox says, Adam, does Dan Campbell win Coach of the Year for sure if the Lions magically win the division? Yeah. If the Lions win the division this year, it's a lock for Coach of the Year, and it's not even close.
And he might be in the Hall of Fame.
All right, fellas, have a great rest of your day. We're out of here for the rest of the day. Everybody on TikTok, thank you so much.
Thank you.
YouTube chat, thank you so much. Make sure you like the video and subscribe before you go. We're out of here. We'll see you tomorrow on a Thursday, Terry. Appreciate it as always.
Can't wait.
Go Rangers!
Oh, man.